To Pakistan now, where as parents bury their children, anger is mounting against the Pakistani government for failing to do more to stamp out Islamist attacks against minority groups. At least 70 people were killed in an attack by a group aligned with the Taliban at a park in Lahore. Many of those targeted were Christians celebrating Easter with their children. In a televised address to the nation, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif renewed his pledge to wipe out terrorism in Pakistan. Anne Barker has the latest.
Grief-stricken relatives have begun burying the dead from Sunday's attack at a park in Lahore. Many of those killed were women and children, and authorities say most of the dead were Muslim, even after a Taliban splinter group, which claimed responsibility for the attack, admitted it was targeting Christians at Easter.
Nowhere we are safe, especially seeing the Christians. I feel really sorry and sad.
Pakistan has declared 3 days of national mourning to remember the victims of Lahore. But many mourners have turned their anger on the government, saying it should have done more to protect them.
The government of Punjab had no security arrangements for the parks, and even today here in this church. If they deploy some security, they're so lazy. So now this is our request from our government, and especially from the Prime Minister, that he should take personal interest to finish this terrorism in this country.
Christians make up a tiny minority of Pakistan's 200 million people, as little as 1% of the population. But anger against the government has come not just from the Christian community. A group of lawyers and civil rights activists staged a demonstration demanding more action to protect Christians and calling for national unity.
Everyone knew it was Easter yesterday and our Christian community was celebrating the festival. Everyone knew that the women and children would go to the parks. Shouldn't they have provided safety? This is a failure of the government.
Pope Francis echoed their calls.
I appeal to civil authorities and all sectors of that nation to make every effort to restore security and serenity to the population, and in particular to the most vulnerable religious minorities.
Until now, Punjab has been seen as more peaceful than other parts of Pakistan, and Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has been accused of tolerating militancy in return for relative peace in Punjab, his own province. It's a charge he denies, but in a televised address to the nation, he's now promised to do more.
Today I have come to you to renew my vow that we are accounting for each and every drop of blood of our martyrs. This score is being settled, and we will not sit comfortably until the last tranche of this account is settled.
Already, Pakistani authorities have arrested several suspects in Sunday's attack and launched raids in Lahore and 2 other cities. The government has also announced a paramilitary crackdown on Islamist militants in Punjab, with security forces to be given greater powers than before. Prime Minister Sharif.
With the firm resolve of our armed forces, the endeavours of our police and institutions of national security, and the support of our people, the number of terrorist incidents has receded over the past 3 years. We will not let that number rise again, God willing. We will not allow the terrorists to play with the lives of the Pakistani people. This is my resolve, my government's resolve, and the resolve of 200 million Pakistani people.
But it's unlikely to give much assurance to members of Punjab's Christian community who were targets of Sunday's attack. Anushi Mushtaq is a student of Pakistani radicalisation based in Canberra. She says Christians have traditionally been considered one of the lowest castes in Pakistan.
Most of the Christians are considered untouchables, perhaps because they are the minority and they are not given much opportunity in terms of jobs or education. It will take a long time for the mindset of people to change about Christians, about Hindus, whoever the minorities are there.
That's Anushi Mushtaq, a student of Pakistani radicalism, speaking to Anne Barker.